Shalom, Yisrael. Shalom. For this starts, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Rakah Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles of the Great Millstone. Rule well and teach well. The only ones certified to teach the 100% truth of the Bible. Shalom to the Akim out there pushing out this word in truth and sincerity. And a sincere shalom to all the Akwath out there listening in silence. Today I'm going through a lesson in the spirit right before I go to camp. And just some things that were on my mind were, a spiritual perspective, Being inside of this thing, it takes a fortified mind in order to properly, consistently grow and be exactly, as on point as you possibly could, Not just for the men of the Lord, but also for the women as well. So, Lord willing, you find this edifying. But, that spiritual perspective, it's got to be fortified in Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. It can't just be, I'm trying my best to do what I can. You got to be trying your best to do what the Lord told you to do, instead of trying to figure it out for yourself. Case in point, you could be thinking about things so drastically without having any bit of foundation in the right thing. You can be making a mountain out of a molehill without even realizing it. Even just the way that you mentally picture Satan, like the spiritual demon Satan. Even how you mentally picture him you're supposed to see it as the Lord told you to, which this whole thing of ours, this life, this captivity, the scriptures say it's a light affliction that we'll be gaining, our crown and our victory. A light affliction. That when we're in the kingdom, we're gonna look back to this as it was just like a bad dream. But here in the moment, you could be real struggling. Let me put this on just so that my phone don't overheat. Hopefully that don't take whatever. But you could be pushing out the wrong message to your own self, Inside of this thing, you're going to be your worst enemy, your own worst enemy, Sometimes you may picture, your imagination can play horrible tricks on you. And that's where Satan does his best work, by letting you imagine all the worst possible things, making you believe that the Lord's not dealing with you just because you're going through some stuff. The scriptures say, the Lord chasten those whom he loveth. If you endure not chastening, then you're likened unto a bastard, But Satan's going to manipulate it inside of your mind, so that you will end up bugging out over some shit, man. Scripture said not to give much. There's two coming to mind right now. Essentially not letting your own thoughts drag you down. Not over indulging in when I find the scripture, I'll put it up later. But not giving yourself over unto to hurtful thoughts. Not just being focused in all the negatives. Keeping your mind right. Shake the dust off of that. Scripture say a wise man falleth 7 times, but he'll still get up. Having that mindset to actually push through all these different afflictions and not letting Satan just keep you down, that's what it takes to be in this, man. That's having a foundation in Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. And then that's also let me let this guy pass first. Or everybody get in the lane. Whatever. That's having a proper foundation in Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. That's when he's your foundation, you're unshakable. When he is when you put everything on him and you build up, you're unshakable. Nothing will be able to cause you to fall over. But if you found it on your own self, on your own thoughts, on the way that you want to think about it, you're gonna fall short every single time. You are unable to handle this on your own. So don't confuse yourself or listen to Satan, who's just manipulating everything. You gotta change the way that you picture Satan. What's going on here? Why is there always something going on? You know, hey, the Lord wanted that to happen. Maybe I get a little bit more time to do this. But yeah, you gotta change because you know, I had to talk with my rib. And I'm like, how do you picture Satan inside of your mind? And the way that she pictured it was like, you know, some paranormal activity stuff. Like some, the way that she described it was the child from Insidious 3 that would be whisper in your ear like, and I'm like, okay, everybody's going, what the fuck's going on? You know? And I told her, I'm like, listen, that's not the best way for you to be doing things. Because look at how much power you're giving Satan. You're making him out to be, why were you even over here? There's nothing, you know, these cops don't make no sense, bro. They love just slowing shit down for no reason. Ain't no accident or nothing, but everybody got their lights on and blocking traffic for nothing. But Satan's gonna be, you can't picture him that high. You can't. Because at that point, you're always gonna be punching uphill, you know, inside of this. But the point is not to look at it like, nah, you got to make it smaller. If you really want to grow in this, you're not going to make a big thing out of whatever bothers you. Whatever bothers you, you're going to be like, hey, nah, I'm condensing you to this. You try to be this, I'm condensing you to this. You are not about to take hold of me. Slack you. I told him, for myself, the way I view Satan, I always imagine it as some fat, overweight piece of shit, don't listen to nothing, always negative, Cheeto dust in his stomach, like some moocher, not even a real friend, but just somebody who you just, for some reason, just hangs around you, just talk shit all the time, you know? They're just a dirty ass nigga that don't know nothing about nothing but always got something to say. That's how you really got to picture Satan. That's how you win that battle. Because as soon as you even hear that voice, that spirit of Satan talking to you, nigga, shut up, bro. I'm not listening to that shit. That's how you supposed to listen to it. When it comes to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, you want to, all right, yup, you go ahead and do that. Then you hear Satan's bitch ass talking to your ear. Shut up, nigga. I ain't listening to you. Shut up. You know? That'll help you focus through this thing so much more. When you find out how to minimize your issues and maximize the wisdom that's trying to be brought onto you, you gonna prosper in this thing, man. You're not gonna worry about everything. Once you have that once you have that second nature defense and offense. It's not just a defense, you know? If you liken it onto fighting, Satan gonna throw a jab, but he's a dirty fighter. He gonna throw a jab, or he gonna fake and swipe you in the eyes or some shit, you know? Yeah, I'm good. Satan gonna fight dirty. He gonna give you bladder shots, You know? Them shits hurt. You gonna throw sand in your eye? And the way to be able to fight that, you gotta see it coming, like from a mile away, before he even gets the chance to send something. And sometimes he gonna hit you with a sneak, and he'll hit you. But it's about being able to parry that. As soon, all right, I'm not taking every yellow, because I'm not trying to get no ticket. Because Satan will set you up like that. See, all the lights are turning yellow. Only ran one. But that one was turning yellow, that one was turning yellow, and I bet the next one's turning yellow. You gotta see the trap right ahead of you. If he knows that, if the Lord knows you're impatient, hey, I'm gonna send all these lights. You have an opportunity. Do you want to chance it? You know, you gotta see it like happening in real time. Cause Satan will hit you with shit. He'll hit you with a ticket. $120 or $150. I've gotten a couple of those in my life. $150 to not just stop before the light turns red. Well, you gain an extra minute or two on the road. That's a moment for you to realize you need to slow down. You know, like that point I brought out last week. If the Lord could handle two things at one, he could handle infinite things in one. I mean, that's how he's dealing with everything. But even right now, I made a point about the transmission. If you know you got a transmission that's faulty, and you keep riding the shit out of your car, flooring it, hitting the brakes hard, flooring it, hitting the brakes hard, and all that, the Lord is going to teach you patience by messing up that thing. Now, once you catch wind to it, you going, okay, if I'm more patient and I stop forcing myself to come on now. If I stop forcing myself in this way, I learn how to stop and think, to ponder a little bit more, not to hesitate, but to truly gain an understanding of what I'm putting myself into, and I'm more willing to actually sit back and let something happen, even if it's not. It teaches you how to suffer with silence. You know, the more patient you are, the easier it is for you to wait. That delayed gratification is significantly better than instant gratification, because if we only sinned once and then we immediately got the kingdom, we would not learn the value of righteousness. But enduring through all of this, like really enduring through all of this, the Lord is going to teach you exactly why righteousness needs to be on the earth. Every time that you start thinking, oh no, we good. Nah, we not good. This whole thing is stupid. It'll change your whole perspective over and over and over again, back to how to actually appreciate it, and all that understanding, you know, needs to be taught over time. And that's how you learn patience. And then the other benefit of that is that you learn to properly appreciate the details of all the small things. That patience lets you look at everything longer and get a deeper understanding. That patience allows you to slow down and appreciate how to take care of something, like your car. So when you need to learn that patience, you're learning an internal issue and an external issue at the same time. And that was the point that I made last week. And having that perspective, you got to be able to see it that way in order for you to be able to act it out. You know, it's got to make sense to you first, you know, through the Spirit, of course, not through your own understanding, but through the Spirit. That's how you gonna so that's how you gonna understand. Yeah, how about you? I was trying working with you. Man, I got out here earlier. I didn't think they were gonna be this early. But yeah, Lord willing, this was edifying. There was another point that I wanted to make, but essentially, keep the main thing the main thing. Stop looking at your problems like they're the biggest thing ever, and understand Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is working with you, even when you don't think so. But you gotta not let Satan be a big thing to you. Understand that he is a threat if you follow him. He's only gonna be a problem if you let him be. The Lord willing, this was edifying. My name is Bayanash Napasha. Shalom Yasharallah.